Welcome please to the JVG podcast, where these G's are gonna spread their seeds of knowledge about the league. It's flourishing with these funny catchers seem to be well read, esteemed and honest. Like the man himself, Jeff Van Gundy, they are high IQ, so cerebral and funny. So if you're on the bus, just border on the dunny, listen to the
JVG NBA Tribute Show.
Hello and welcome to episode 122 of the JVG NBA Tribute Show. My name is Marco, joined as always by my co-host here, Lucas. Lucas, how are you?
I'm pretty well today, a bit tired though as well.
I'm very tired.
Awesome.
Very tired, thanks for asking.
How are you?
I'm pretty tired actually.
Yeah, well maybe we should keep this one short and sweet. I feel like
keep it short and sweet.
We always say that, we never stick to it. However, coming off the back of our 1 hour 45 ep, and next week's going to be a big one as well. Let's actually keep it short and sweet.
Yeah, I just think I'm just always so tired in December. I never have any energy at all in this month. At all.
Yeah, it's quite a draining time.
Yeah.
I recall maybe about 3 to 4 weeks ago, I was invited to an event, and someone said, "Just want to save the date. It's going to be in Christmas." Actually, it was about that time. It was like, "Just want to save the date. I know it's a crazy time of year and everyone's busy." And I was like, "This is crazy. This is the first thing that's been planned in my December." I reckon 2 days later, December full.
Absolutely full. Was this the winery tour?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like the anchor point
in
December, and then it was like, oh shit, there's something on every single other day. Plus, work's just fucking people who have jobs where they like basically don't do work in December. Shut the fuck up. I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah. I know of a few people working at my papa's office that actually have so much work in December that they stop taking on new work in October because they've been so busy through December. But they're still busy through December.
But that's it. Like you have to finish projects before the end of the year. Whereas other people go, we're not going to do anything. It's basically the end of the year.
Yeah.
There's a disconnect here. I think we got to reorganize our society so it's not like this.
So are you like pedal to the metal all December?
Yeah, bro. We're fucked, and we're like. This week we had 2 sea shipments, which we're like, oh cool, they're gonna come at the beginning of December. That'll keep us nice and well stocked for all of December. And obviously they were both 2 weeks late, because obviously, and we've just been like fucking so anxious to get them that like that's the busy feeling is like, oh well, we need those shipments to be here right now. So like yesterday, I drove out to Tullamarine in a van and like loaded like 700 kilos into it from the shipper because we like couldn't wait for them to come out. And then this afternoon I was waiting to do the same thing. I was like, I had my hand hovering over the book van button. And then it wasn't ready. So it's like it's another day of like, when the fuck am I going to be finished with my job for the year?
So you guys sell this book van?
Yeah, all right, I see how it is.
No, it is pretty crazy. Usually I get the December wave because I'm like end of uni, and now uni's fucking over forever. So but like usually it's just like, let's just get Lucas on deadlines all December, and I'm like, you know what? I kind of love it because it's so high pressure. But then like one bad sleep and I'm like just so sour. But I love like having, because I'm very lucky, you know. I'm definitely the beneficiary of nepotism. And, accessibility. I have an accessibility that most people don't have. So when I get like dropped into this like high pressure situation where I just have to help everyone, it feels good. It feels like it's kind of the give and take that I signed up for.
Well, speaking of the thing that you said about 20 seconds ago, how was your graduation?
Dude, I don't know if anyone here is familiar with RMIT.
The Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology University.
Yeah. So I hate that place, right? They put on for graduation.
You liked it.
Baker Boy played.
Oh my God.
Last year, Peking Duck played.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was at Marvel Stadium. There were like 60,000 people there.
I'm trying to think who played when it was someone really good as well.
Yeah.
But like the whole experience, how did you find it?
I enjoyed it. I feel as though the whole show could have been a bit shorter. When you're sitting in your seat watching everyone accept their awards, it's kind of cool, but it kind of drags on, especially when you get there so early. And then there was a bit too many intro shows. Like this one act did 3 songs.
It was Jessica Malboy.
Oh my God, there you go. But like my parents were sitting in the stands and they were like, it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Like, it was nice from where we were sitting.
Yeah. I've heard that as an observer it's good. You know what? I think the year I did it and the year Alex did it, both years it was like 38 degrees.
Oh yeah.
And being in that fucking gown, sitting waiting for what feels like an eternity to walk up to one of the 14 stages and accept.
There was 20.
There was 20.
Yeah.
My fucking God. That was like, what the fuck am I doing here? But it might have just been the discomfort from the heat. Like, you just couldn't enjoy any of it.
Yeah, I want to see. I'm just getting up right now the live stream links. I want to see if I can watch them so I can go to mine. I was stage P if anyone was
Stage P.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
For Petridis.
For Petridis, exactly right. If I could pinpoint exactly when I was, then I might. No, actually, I don't actually. I have no fucking. This is such a bad idea.
It's gonna take you forever.
I don't reckon it'll take me forever, but it'll take me close to it.
You should have. I don't think this is something we can achieve on a short podcast. Is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, got it.
You actually got it.
Yeah.
No shitting. All right, Jamie, clip this.
Here he is.
Dude, that's sick. I wish I'd done that.
So to bring you behind the scenes, behind the kimono, as they say over at the DJ podcast of .com. No hyphens. The video is 2 hours and 42 minutes. So for me to locate it that quickly, I don't know. I might add that to my resume as well as my certificate.
That was crazy. Final note on RMIT graduation, when I did it with my good friend Ariel Richards, who now is a reporter for Vice Australia. I mean, come on.
Bloody RMIT education.
Come on, exactly right. We were like in the same course, so you know, I'm Holden, she's Richards. We should have had like maybe 15 people between us. We were sitting, you know, like down the row, like, oh, hello. And then it got to her spot in the queue, and like they didn't read her name out.
Oh no.
And then they're like, she like said something like, oh, just wait to the side, we'll sort it out. And they just like hadn't printed like,
oh my goodness,
a thing for her, a testament for her.
Oh no.
So she literally waited for like fucking 6 hours. You know, you do the whole hoo-ha with the gown the day before. You get in line, you're sweating like a fucking pig.
For this moment. Only this
It's
moment.
only for that one moment, that little moment where you went on stage. And she didn't even get it. She didn't get to graduate, basically.
Oh, that's so horrible.
I know.
My final note, did a bit of a quick ocular pat down of the situation. I reckon purely off student payments alone, they made $3 million yesterday.
$3 million?
Yeah.
That's good. That's great.
It's a good amount of money for them.
Fantastic.
I reckon they would have put anywhere between 1 and 1.4 million into it. But they would have made about 1.5 at the very least.
Yeah. I mean, you'd hope so.
Yeah. Because renting out Marvel, that'd be a lot.
Yeah. It would probably be $1 million.
Do you reckon?
No, I actually have no idea.
We
should look into it.
I reckon it'd be like 300K.
I reckon we could do like a live show there or something.
So, I don't even know what you could do to help.
All right. Well, we didn't come here to talk about live shows, did we?
No.
We came here to celebrate.
Yeah. Well, that's what I did.
Oh.
At the live show.
Well,
yesterday.
speaking of celebrating.
Yeah. It's coming home.
Yeah.
Griner's coming home.
We did it.
We fucking did
We did it.
Without this podcast, who knows what would have happened to Brittney Griner, man.
Oh my god.
I know. We're all excited, Marco.
Jesus Christ.
So Brittney Griner is coming home. It is in a prisoner swap for Victor Bout, the Merchant of Death. Two characters who you're all familiar with if you listen to this podcast.
Yeah, you heard it 1,000 times.
So you might be recalling from the first time we ever broke wind of a potential prisoner swap. It was Victor Bout for, I think it was Paul Whelan and Brittney Griner. And so this seems like it's gotten worse for the Americans, and they like waited so much longer, and Griner had to stay in detention, went to a penal colony in the end. So I think pretty poor move by the Americans in hindsight, not doing it earlier and also getting another American back. And I just think generally thinking that the Russians would have cooperated.
I think that was, on that point, the main thing is like, I don't think there was any reality where they were doing a 2-for-1, you know?
Yeah.
Like, the Russians are like, no, why would we do that?
Yeah.
We'll just keep the other guy.
How does this make sense?
Yeah.
1 equals 1.
Exactly right. That was fantastic Russian. But, I mean, I think it is a good outcome. And, like, earlier reports are like, she's, like, pretty healthy, in a pretty good, like, headspace. Has like a very good outlet. Even like that little bit of vision of her, like on the plane, you're like, oh my God, like you're not like completely and utterly traumatized.
Yeah.
Like it was a horrible experience, but you're gonna be okay. I think that was the main thing. It was like, oh, okay, she's home and she's gonna be okay.
Yeah. And just happy for her. Happy that she is like fucking finally not in jail anymore. Like she pretty much started her sentence. Hence the penal colony. I listened to the WNBL show with Tiffany Mitchell. That was this week's episode, and she had some pretty nice words for Brittney Griner as well. I think it's a nice. Just looking at the Griner side of things, it's a nice. It's nice that she's home and we can just like stop talking about her as a prisoner and restart talking about her as a basketball player next year.
Yeah, exactly. There was this one good tweet thread I saw that it was a perspective I hadn't seen really, and it was so sincere and American, just as a disclaimer. But it was like, people are like, oh, look, you're trading like a basketball player for this guy who like facilitated all of this like death and destruction, etc., etc. And it's like, no, like the Russian government valued a like literal weapons dealer. That's like that's what they valued here. They valued like this guy who's like a symbol of their like military strength, for their authoritarianism. Also a guy who was just like actually a criminal, like he was definitely operating on behalf of Russia, but he was also just illegally selling weapons. And what America valued was like, a basketball player, like, a black woman who's like an inspirational sort of figure who's like culturally important, who there's like a lot of popular support for in their home country. Like, I'm not fucking, I am personally not going to stand here and be like, wow, America's just got great values. Because I don't think it does. But I think it does say a lot that like, there was all this focus on like, oh yeah, but like, why would you trade Victor Bout? It's like, why would like a civilized country care about getting a weapons dealer back who was in prison in another country? Like, why would a country that you kind of like feel good about want that? And I think it was really proven by the fucking first thing Victor Bout did when he went back to Russia is he went on Russian state. Did you see this?
No.
He went on Russian state TV and he did this interview about like, so it's like this guy's been in jail for weapons smuggling for 15 years or however long it is. The first thing they get him on TV to talk about is about like how woke's gone mad in America and like the LGBTQI agenda and like God. In America there are 60 genders and all this shit. It's like, bro, fucking like, how is this not as humiliating as being in a prison in America? Like the first thing that the Russian government does is peddles you out to be like, yeah, American culture is corrupt because of the gay and lesbian community. Like, it's just so funny. Well, that's what he's been reduced to. Yeah,
if Victor Bout's saying it must be true.
Yeah. Like Russians like at home being like, oh, it's so good that Victor Bout's on TV and someone's finally talking some sense into it.
Yeah. I haven't seen that, but I have to.
It's so funny.
And that is a nice view, the one you shared about like what each country valued and also your disclaimer of like this isn't a reflection of America's values.
Not at all.
And something that just clicked in my mind just then is just all the people that were always like, maybe she shouldn't have been in possession of weed in a country that was foreign.
Yeah.
A country that was illegal.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about like the demographic of people, the breakdown demographic of people who would have said that exact thing. And that's just where I'm going to leave that.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
Welcome home, Brittney.
Welcome home, BG. Now, do we want to talk free agency? Brittney Griner coming in 2023. WNBA says that she's a free agent.
Is she actually?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think there's a lot of worth in just being like, let's just give this some space and be like, just glad that she's home. She can make a decision if she wants to play basketball. But she is also like one of the best centers in the women's game in the world. Yeah. Where would you like to see BG end up this season if she does play?
I think I would want to see her in Phoenix.
Yeah.
I think that would feel the most right. The Storm keep having this like rotating center. I feel like we're gonna have this like rotating higher a gun center type thing over the next few years, and Ezzie's gonna start the season as center and then take the backup role as she did with Tina Charles. I think that Griner is still going to be one of the best centers in the league, and definitely. I would obviously love to see her in Seattle. But no, I think that the narrative in me wants to see her in Phoenix.
Yeah, 100%. Like, it's where she'd feel most comfortable playing as well. You know, well, I'm sure like she'd be welcome to open arms in any team in the league, obviously. And then also like that. We saw how that Phoenix team kind of, you know, like they looked threatening towards the end of the season last year with like nobody healthy at all. So, you know, Skylar Diggins-Smith gets healthy, and then you got BG. Maybe you bring Tarasi back for another season. You got Sophie Cunningham. Then it's like...
Diamond to Shields?
Yeah, Diamond to Shields. Then it's like, all right, well, okay, there's just an immediate contender here again.
Yeah.
From nowhere. The other interesting places I thought it would be for her to go, I think she'll go to Phoenix, like if she comes back. But Atlanta have the most cap space in the league, and I think her and Ryan Howard would just be a fucking deadly pair. And then Los Angeles, also famously in need of a center as well, and have a lot of cap space to play on.
Also, Aussie Christy Wallace plays in Atlanta, and yeah, she had 18 starts last season, and I think she's like. Tiffany Mitchell even said this on the podcast as well, but I think she's really becoming a more of a household name.
Yeah.
Not just Australian basketball, but just basketball.
Yeah.
And I think starting alongside Brittney Griner would help that case as well. But I actually think Ryan Howard just zipping through a defense and then just like BG rim running and just operating in the key and just owning the key, they would work really well together. And even like BG as a playmaker on the elbow, hitting, passing the players on backdoor cuts. Like we've seen it in Phoenix, but see with like a younger team, she could really unlock a lot of stuff for a younger team.
Yeah, 100%.
But round one, pick one, by the Mercury, for Brittney Griner. Only ever played in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Career. How many times did she come off the bench in a career?
3.
0.
Wow.
So 100% start rate in Phoenix. It's got to be the Sun.
God. And wow, even LeBron doesn't have that.
Damn, hold that. But what LeBron does have is 4 Michael Jordans. Now we need to talk about it, obviously. The NBA has ruined its awards.
Fucking hell. Perfect segue, by the way.
It's the NBA has recently released names of ex-players for its main awards, the MVP, the DPOY, etc., etc. I don't have them up in front of me. Do you?
I'm just getting them up right now. Yeah.
Okay, so while you get the dial-up connecting, I feel like it was when they made the East and Western Conference Player of the Playoffs award. I was okay with that. I was also okay with it being called Magic and Bird because it kind of makes sense. And also, if you're going to make a new award, I think you can't just make it like Eastern Conference MVP, Western Conference MVP. I think naming it after a player shows that it's like a Mickey Mouse award.
Yeah.
And it signifies that it wasn't like one of the original awards.
And like the Eastern Conference, Western Conference thing was good because it was like, it's not like, okay, Larry was the best best Eastern Conference player ever, and Magic was the best Western Conference player ever. It was like, no, they were like coming out of the East and the West, like as the best players in the league to meet each other.
Yeah.
Which, you know, that kind of captures the magic of the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
Like you think of like LeBron and Curry, you know, coming and meeting year after year after year out of the two conferences. But yeah, these ones, it's just like, I don't know, it's taken away a lot of the pomp and the circumstance and making it very tacky, and then just the player choices, it's like, you can't just say that.
Take us through them.
All right, so the MVP, the most valuable player, will come with the Michael Jordan trophy, which is that graphic going around real about how it's like
the NBA posted that.
That's fucking so funny.
So let's go through that as well.
That up as well.
I'm going to pull that up. You go through the rest. You go through the rest of the names.
Defensive Player of the Year has been named after Hakeem Olajuwon.
And he's really earned that.
The Rookie of the Year trophy has been named for Wilt Chamberlain. One of the most dominant players in the league. Now, as a rookie, I'm sure he was pretty good as well. Sixth Man of the Year has been named after John Havlicek. Most Improved after George Mikan.
Okay, so the George Mikan one I don't know because I don't know too much about George Mikan.
I forgot Clutch Player of the Year, Jerry West.
Oh, yeah. Is Clutch Player of the Year? That's a new one as well.
Yeah.
I just thought of one for Rookie of the Year because who is it named after? Wilt Chamberlain. They should name it after Tyreek Evans. Like, just a player who clearly peaked in their rookie season, looked like they were on their way to becoming a superstar. But then, their career only went down after they...
What, and you get just like a completely blazed Tyreek Evans at every award ceremony.
That'd be so good.
And in fact, that captures the rookie spirit. Like, you can totally imagine, like, Paolo Banchero, kind of being stoked to have Tyreek Evans there.
Yeah. However, so this went on the 76th season of the NBA, and it wasn't broken. Like it was actually, I actually loved it. Like MVP, it's just so to the point. You're not trying to like dress it up or anything. Fucking DPOY. I just think they're all perfect.
Yeah.
Now, the Michael Jordan Trophy, which is awarded to the Kia Most Valuable Player. Sorry, the Kia NBA Most Valuable.
Yeah.
The Michael Jordan Trophy, awarded to the Kia National Basketball Association Most Valuable Player, and that's how it's going to be known from now on, features a 23-point faceted crystal ball, which is a nod to his jersey number for anyone who didn't know. A 23.6-inch height and weighs 23.6 pounds. Representing his jersey number for the second time and number of championships.
That's exactly right.
A 15-degree angled base, a nod to his 15-season career. A 5-sided base, a nod to his 5 league MVPs. 6-sided nameplate, representing his 6 championships. I'm really glad they got all of those. I'm really glad they got all of those to feature on the Michael Jordan Trophy awarded to the Kia National Basketball Association Most Valuable Player.
The 23.6 inches and 23.6 pounds is the stupidest thing ever. Why?
Well, that feels like mine. You know what? When I hold that, it's really got the weight of representing his jersey number and number of championships.
Yeah, exactly right. I'm a bit speechless.
Yeah. Also, they should have put a 4-5 on the thing, and then just like a nod to Jay-Z's lyric, "Wearing the 4-5, it ain't to play games with you," or something. Like, if they want to make it so cringe, why don't just commit to the bit?
Are they going all out for the other trophies? Like,
I think I might have seen.
Like, if you get a Hakeem, is he going to be like?
Let me see. I haven't gotten a Hakeem in a while. Hakeem. I would assume that they would. However, okay. So I actually hate this so much, man. I would assume that they'll release it like over the coming days. Like they'll release what each award looks like over the coming days. But yeah, it's not a good start, man.
No. So some of these other awards, right? The 6th Man of the Year, John Havlicek, who, yes, I'm sure he came off the bench a lot. He averaged 36 minutes a game over his NBA career. Really? Which is, that's more than like a lot of starters average.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he really captures that sixth man spirit, really.
Okay, John Havlicek, would you like to know how many career starts he had? Sorry, he played 1270 career games. How many starts did he have?
Well, I'm looking at his basketball reference page.
Yeah, so am I. It doesn't count starts.
No, they don't count starts.
Okay.
So I'm just going to have to say I'm sure that he came off the bench a lot. The George Mikan one, I don't get that at all. Isn't that the guy who invented the Mikan drill?
Yeah, and they also, I think they made a rule for him, like maybe you can't speak for 3 seconds.
That's right. Yeah.
He already has the Mikan rule.
So, yeah, he doesn't need the Mikan award as well. So this guy who they're calling the most improved player, in his rookie season, he averaged 28 points.
Really?
In his second season, he averaged 27 points. In his third season, he averaged 28 points. So I'm not really seeing the improvement from season upon season.
Neither am I. It's going consistently down. Also,
because he like improved his rebounding by inventing the mic and drill. Like, I mean,
looking at, I don't know when the most improved player award came into the fold, but hopefully it came in after his career because he never won one.
So the eligibility to be named after one of these awards is that you've won at least one.
I think so.
Well, because the award that they have named famously previously is the Finals MVP award, which is named after Bill Russell. Who didn't win a Finals MVP award because they didn't give him out.
Right.
But they were like, okay, that guy should have won so many Finals MVP awards. Like,
maybe that's why they're naming them like that, because John Havlicek never won a sixth Player of the Year award. So maybe they are naming it after people who never won one.
Right. Now, I think Kaleem Olajuwon. I think he might have won a DPOI or two.
So how do you reckon they should make it then?
I think they just shouldn't do it.
Yeah, okay. So we're on the same page.
Because I see this thing where people are like, man, they should have named the...
Also, Michael Jordan won like some MVPs. Let's not let that slide.
Like they should name the six Man of the Year trophy after Lou Will or Jamal Crawford. And it's like I think of that, and I think that's bad as well.
Yeah.
Like if they're like, here's your Lou Williams trophy, I'd be like,
got another Lou Will.
Yeah. Especially when he's kind of still floating around the edges of the league.
Yeah, he's still within the realm of basketball.
I think that one, Manu Ginobili, that would be the name that I would accept the most for that award, because
same.
he's like Lou Will, you're like, yeah, he was really good off the bench, but Manu Ginobili, he's a bit more legendary, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
and I also think that they need... I think they've done great to represent the players from like the 90s and before, but I think they need some representation from the 2000s.
Yeah.
And like Manu was the sixth man of like all time.
Yeah.
Hence why we were both suggesting that he should be the sixth man.
Now, some fucking old head's probably going to email us like they always do and be like, yeah, but that's exactly what John Havlicek was, man. He was the Manu Ginobili of the
50s and 60s.
Exactly right. Well, let me tell you, old head, put down the keyboard. Put down the iPad, sir.
You can use your thumbs to type as well.
Yeah, so this is a big mess.
Yeah, this is a big mess.
And they can't really undo it, can they?
They also made it out of nothing. Like, who was ever like... I mean, I'm not going to repeat myself.
But it was the same with the Western and Eastern Conference, best player awards. It was like nobody asked for that.
Yeah. Yeah, even that... Yeah. just thinking about Jason Tatum dusting off his Larry.
Yeah.
Well, did he win it? No, I would assume he did.
Yeah, he definitely won it. He better have, anyway.
I wonder if that comes up in your basketball reference.
How many Larry Birds you've won?
Yeah. He's got, here we go, 2021 to 22 Larry.
Wow.
ECF MVP. See, not even they're naming it. They're not even they're calling it the Larry. Anyhow,
so funny.
So funny.
Man, even Dame doesn't have a freaking magic.
What was next on our agenda?
We got a bit agitated.
I had one good segue for the episode.
Well, speaking of potential winners of the Magic Johnson Award, Trophy Award, Zion Williamson. Jeez,
it's looking more and more realistic every day.
Big fella.
Big fella.
That he might make the NBA Finals once in his career and be the best player in the Western Conference Finals.
That seems believable.
That seems so believable.
So, you guys have a little bit of a... actually, it was nearly 3 weeks, maybe a month. It was nearly a month ago that I was saying Houston's going to have the Pelicans circled on their schedule. And I was like, Pelicans are good. They're not good enough to be circled. Since then, I don't know if you guys know this, listeners. I think Marco knows this. They're top of the West.
Yeah, we really are.
So it's just getting better. Like, things are actually just getting better in New Orleans.
Yeah. So had 7-game winning streak that included 2 just fucking awesome feeling wins against the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
It was broken yesterday with a loss to Utah. Brandon Ingram has not played a single game in that stretch.
True.
He is still out with a big... what do they call it? They call it a great toe contusion.
The dreaded contusion.
Yeah. So we haven't had him. We're missing CJ for a few games. So it's been completely powered by Zion playing. I mean, I think this might be the best basketball of his NBA career.
Do you know what a contusion is?
It's just like a bruise, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a scary word for a bruise.
Oh my god. I've got a contusion. I did a blood test.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And
Positive.
It contused.
Yeah, positive that I have a contusion.
Wow.
Go on.
Zion Williamson. Jesus Christ.
Zion Williams. You guys had 2 really good wins against the Suns.
Yeah.
And it actually looked like they can't hang with you.
Yeah.
Well, they were hanging with you. But it felt like... Sorry, in the first game, they were not. But then in that second game, they were hanging with you. Felt really good to see Chris Paul get fouled out on the overturned... In such circumstances, kicking out the legs, you little fucking prick.
That's got to be the best feeling. That's going to be every NBA fan's favorite moment of the season, is Chris Paul getting fucking fouled out of the game with a leg kick.
Yeah, and then DeAndre Ayton fouled out late in the fourth quarter.
I think it was right at the beginning of OT, actually.
Oh, no shitting.
Yeah.
Was CP at the end of fourth or in OT?
Wait, that was at the end of the fourth. Yeah.
Oh,
that
okay.
was with like 5 minutes to go or something like that. Yeah.
In the fourth? Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
One of them was in OT, one of them was
Yeah. Oh, maybe I'm getting them mixed up. Anyway.
Anyhow.
I was just so elated.
Yeah. So you guys are really looking like you're top of the West.
Yeah, we are. I mean, we're equal with Memphis at the moment, and we still have another game against Utah, the Bucks, and the Suns again. This time at home, the revenge game.
Was the last one at Phoenix?
No. We sorry. I should have said at Phoenix. We played back to backs at the Smoothie King Center, which is like the NBA scheduling gods. That's probably the best thing they've ever done. Is have a Friday night and a Sunday afternoon game at the Smoothie King Center against the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
That first game it's like really. I think that's the first time I've ever seen Zion emotional during a basketball game. I think there was a moment in the game where CP3 was poking Jose Alvarado in his contused ribs. He had a rib contusion.
Really?
Yeah. He was just doing like the little like tap, like reach around and tap.
Wow.
And I think Zion took wind of it, and it was the first time I've been like, oh, you're actually harnessing all of your like emotions and energy into playing basketball. And he just went nuts. He was just dunking on absolutely everyone. And then famously, another late game snafu by the Pelicans, if you will. With the game already out of the question that we'd won, CP3 took absolutely bricked the layup. Larry Nance full court pass to Zion. 360 windmill dunk that shocked the nation and upset Cameron Payne quite a bit. And it was just so out of character for Zion, who was like just, without any hint of irony, so humble and so sort of contained. And then in the post-game interview, he's like, it was really hard being on the bench and watching this Phoenix team, eliminate my teammates last season.
Yeah.
And like, I got a bit heated.
Yeah. Do you reckon there's a part of this from Zion that's like he's trying to prove himself to the Pelicans now?
I think so, yeah.
Because that's what it feels like, and it's really good.
Yeah.
It feels like he's kind of like stripped back. I don't know. I'm not going to be able to make this point well, but it feels like he's like understands his role in the greater team a little bit more now.
Yeah.
And also kind of realizes how unstoppable he is. And it's really good. In terms of the viewing experience, it's really, really good. But man, Zion is just having an incredible season.
I think that's a really good point, what you just said. Earlier in the season, he was playing well, but not at his best. And we were good kind of in spite of him. Like, we're like, this is the same team that was, like rolling out at the end of last season. Like, we're a just above 500 team. And I think sort of, last 10, 12 games, Zion is proving that, like, he can be, like, the added bit. He's the extra player that brings us from, like, a late playoff, early play-in team to, like, an actual top 1, 2, 3 seed in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
Like, I think everyone else on the team is like, we'll do our role. We'll keep doing what we do. If you can just get out there and drop the most efficient 30 points you've ever seen in your entire life, then we're going to be a really good basketball team. Yeah,
last 8 games, 30 points on 66%, 9 boards and 5 assists to go with that as well. It feels like though he's like, it feels like he's an X Factor superstar. Like, but that also feels rude because he does feel like a superstar. But it does feel like the rest of the team has their flow, and then Zion just busts through it every once in a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I feel like his role is like, but no, I actually don't feel bad saying that X Factor superstar thing, because I feel like his role is completely different to every other player in the league's role on their own teams.
100%. I think it's like when he gets the ball, the D like completely drops one game plan and picks up another one.
Yeah.
You know, like if he's bringing the ball up, like the wall's already there. So if he drives, then that's what has been so good in these games that we haven't had Ingram or sometimes CJ is like, okay, Zion's the primary ball handler. He's an excellent passer. Like, on top of all of his other skills, he can really find his teammates like on the perimeter. And then if Zion doesn't have the ball, it's sort of like the D is just anticipating like, okay, when's he going to get the ball and how are we going to recover to deal with it? So I think you're right. I think it is like, it's a different ball game like the second he touches the ball. But there's just so much else good going on in this Pelicans team that like, it doesn't have to be, you know, that's kind of what it was in the Stan Van Gundy season. It was like, oh, okay, well, when he doesn't have the ball or he's on the bench, like there's just nothing going on. And we need him to, he's not having to will us to victories. He's just having to play exactly how he wants to play, which like, I'm going to take 16, 17 shots. I'm going to hit 12 or 13 of them. Yeah. And then you guys just do everything else.
Yeah. I want to get this win streak up that you guys have gotten, that you guys have been on recently. But I can't find a way to do it.
Do you want me to tell you the teams or?
No, I just want to get the game log up. Show me game log. Because I was trying to look at it through Zion's stats, but because he's missed a few games due to injury.
Oh, yeah. Well, in that 7-game win streak, yeah, he 30 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 1.5 steals, a block, 66.9% shooting, which I think you mentioned. Sneaky 33% from 3.
Oh, well. Yeah.
A very LeBron James-esque 74% from the free throw line.
Very LeBron James-esque. So in your guys' last 15 games, you've only dropped 3 of them.
Yeah.
And I feel like last time we talked about both of our teams, we had won 6 of our last 7, having quite a substantial homestand as well. And you guys kept that momentum. We didn't. And now Kuz wants out.
Yeah, right. So what's the deal with that?
I don't know, man. I thought I had one good segue for the episode.
But I guess you had 2.
But I guess I had 2. I'm really worried about this. Now, the Wizards have come out and said we don't want to trade Kuz. I would tend to agree with that. However, what did we exactly say? We said we really covered him, and we are definitely open to signing him to a long-term extension. And Kyle Kuzma is also coveted by Sacramento, Phoenix, and New York, as well as Atlanta. The Lakers.
The Lakers.
Yeah, throwing their hat into the ring. If only they could find a way to get him. Now, and the Hawks. Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that most teams would be looking for like a good wing, like a good handy wing that has a pretty versatile game. And you know, sounds like the type of guy you want to retain as well, especially at 27.
Yeah.
He's probably got 5 more years of this ahead of him, maybe 3, if we're even being modest. Like 3 is still a pretty long time.
Yeah.
And maybe some of those teams in our emerging section of our last episode should be looking at adding a Kyle Kuzma, cough cough Sacramento. Even I feel actually I was going to say the Pelicans, but maybe just don't touch anything right now. Just let it keep rolling. But I'm quite worried. Like, I don't want to lose him. I think that he's been my favorite Wizard over the past year and a half. And yeah, I just think that I wouldn't want to lose him regardless of what's coming back. I just don't think, because the pieces coming back will fall into being Beal and Porzingis' subsidiary pieces. And what is, fucking where...
Yeah.
We've seen how good a team led by Beal and a team led by Porzingis is, and it's not good.
No. I think Kuzma is almost like your most untouchable player. Like, because Beal just comes with his own baggage as like the best player on the team, you know? And I think I don't know. I won't speak for you, but I think if there was a good Donovan Mitchell-esque deal for Beal on the table, a deal for Beal, you might call it. Like you would think about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Of course. Because it also comes with the losing 50 mil per year for the next 4/5 years.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
And then Porzingis is just like, I just don't think he's going to be a reliable NBA player.
Fucking talk about blokes with no mindset.
Yeah.
You're 7'3".
Yeah. Whereas Kuz is like, he's by no means a superstar, but he's the perfect build for the NBA. He can shoot the three. He's a pretty good defender, and then he just comes with the bonus of being like one of the best undersized rebounders in the league as well. So I think as much as other teams are coveting him, like the Wizards should want to keep him because like any iteration of a future Wizards team is just going to be better with Kyle Kuzma on it.
Yeah. A 6'10" wing that can do quite a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And also the other thing is like his game sense and his want to win, I think, are values that not many other Wizards have. Like, I think Kispert kind of shows them. Man, Beal doesn't. Fucking Porzingis doesn't. Actually, I want to say that the list kind of ends at Kuz and Kispert. Potentially, Monte Morris and DeLon Wright. And I think that would come as a result of not having spent a lot of their career in Washington. They learned how to fucking compete. But yeah, there's just... I think we'd lose a lot of structure with Kuz going out. And I just think that the distance between the top end of the roster and the bottom end of the roster would really take a hit with Kuz not kind of binding everyone together.
Yeah, definitely. Well... Let's go through those teams and sort of imagine what the trade might look like. And I mean, I don't really think we need to focus on the other team because I think really any team is going to get better.
Yeah.
In this situation. So then it's like, are you trading for a player who can help you compete now, or are you trading for assets? But then you've got Beal and Porzingis on the team, so you're not really bottoming out. So like, okay, well the Phoenix, let's say. Is that a Jay Crowder trade?
Yeah, that's Jay Crowder. But then Jay Crowder, I think, and another player. And I think Jay Crowder is the third best player.
Yeah. With
Kuz and whoever the other player is. Yeah. I don't think I would want Cam Johnson. Mikal Bridges is too good.
Yeah.
So, and I would assume it would be a wing. So I don't know. And I don't want it to be Torrey Craig.
Yeah.
Torrey Craig. So.
Yeah. And then you're getting some more wings that you don't really want as well.
Yeah. I think the Jay Crowder piece is nice, but it can't be the piece that gets Kuzma away, or that lures Kuzma away from the Wizards.
Yeah.
So, and also then you got to think about the Phoenix side of things. They had Kuzma, but I just think that they would have to really be winning a trade for them to remove a rotational piece from their team.
Yeah. Considering
how much success they've had recently.
Yeah.
So I just think that the Phoenix one won't happen.
Yeah.
As for the Sacramento one, I think it's kind of a similar deal to the Phoenix one. We've got all this stuff going right in Sacramento. The Wizards have all this stuff going wrong. There is this player that we really want, but why would we disrupt what we're doing to add this player if we're not going to blow them out of the water?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. I think I'd like... I mean, all the players I'm thinking of, the Kings would just instantly hang up.
Yeah.
Like Herter. See you later.
Yeah.
Absolutely no.
Yeah.
Sabonis would be a really bad idea for the Wizards. And the Kings.
What would it be? Would it be like, I don't know, Harry Barnes and some picks or something like that? Like,
yeah, but even then, I don't know why you would do that. That still might be a bit too much of a disruption to the team.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just think, I think that although the Kings have lost 3 of their last 4, I think there's too much going right there.
I do think the Kings are screaming out for like a really good wing though.
Yeah.
Because then you have like, if you're rolling out Sabonis, Fox, Kuzma, Kevin Herter, and like, another 4 or 3, it's a nice balance of offense. I mean, their defense is really bad. I don't know if Kuzma is really gonna elevate it to the next level.
He's a good defender, but he's reliant on pieces around him.
Yeah. But like Kuzma played so well next to Sabonis, just like feeding off what he creates, cutting, like popping up in the corner. Then you've got a whole bunch of shooters, and then your two sort of main offensive engines in Sabonis and Fox. But yeah, is it too early in the Sacramento Kings kind of renaissance for them to be like, all right, let's change what we're doing and try and get better?
I don't think it's too early, but I just don't know what the trade will be.
Yeah.
Because even Harry Barnes, I think it would be a bad idea to trade him. I think after the career he's had, I think that he's just like, I think there's a lot of non-basketball stuff he brings to this team. Like, imagine you're an NBA champion, you come over to the Kings as this like, as their marquee player. Like you're dropping a bag on him. Oh, sorry, they traded to get him from Dallas, right?
Yeah.
I'm remembering that, right?
But he was on a bit of a bad contract.
Yeah.
From Dallas, yeah.
But you still brought him over. And now he's playing 31 minutes a game and averaging 9 shots. Like, I think that for a player to give up so much and trust so much in like Mike Brown and then also the rest of the team, I think I think that there's no wonder they had such a good stretch this season, being led by someone like that. So then you remove that guy as your oldest player and your leader, and then you bring in Kuz, and then now Kuz is the oldest player in the rotation.
Yeah,
he has to learn how to lead on the fly. I don't think it's a good idea.
And Harrison Barnes has been there as like the veteran presence for a very long time. Like, and through a lot of bad years as well, he's kind of stuck with the team. I see what you're saying there.
Yeah. So then, and like you look down the list of the Kings players, and it's just like there's trades that both teams say no to. Like Herter for Kuz, I think both teams say no to that.
Yeah.
Keegan Murray plus. See ya. Keegan Murray, the Kings definitely say no to that.
No way. Absolutely not.
So I just don't think that there's a realistic trade with the Kings.
Yeah.
The King, however, again, I don't know if there's a realistic trade with the Lakers, unless it's like the Westbrook and 2 picks trade.
Yeah,
then that'd be fucking hilarious, man.
That would be so funny.
But I actually also think that'd be a good move for the Lakers. And we wouldn't be able to take on all that money.
No.
So I don't know who else we'd have to offload.
Imagine you had Beal and Russ's contract. I mean, it's till the end of the season.
Yeah. Or how about this, right? Kuz and Porzingis for Westbrook. We get off the Porzingis money.
Wow.
We go straight into the rebuild. We get the Lakers 2 picks in however many years. I think I actually really like that.
But then, and Beal's still there?
If he wants to be, he's got the no trade clause. He can fucking decide, dude.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I'd say to that is you're sort of just like getting rid of players. Like,
yeah, man, but like, what are we?
Yeah.
We both had us in limbo.
But we've just spoken about if there's anyone you want to hold on to on this Washington team, it's Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah. But if we're gonna drop him, we're going down with the ship.
Yeah. God, that would be a sort of that would be a really epic level tank.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Those 2 guys for Russell Westbrook.
Oh, it'd be so good. It'd be this is like little last 5-year stretch of Wizards and Lakers history of just like constantly being in each other's trades and neither of us having success. Just cycling through these below average players.
Man, well, okay, I guess that's a possibility.
Next up, we have the Knicks. And next up, we have the Atlanta Hawks. So, on this Hawks team, again, I don't know, is DeAndre Hunter?
I don't think they'd trade.
Neither do I. John Collins?
Yeah, I think that's what it would be.
Yeah, and then we would have to figure something else after that. But I feel like John Collins and Kuz are not like for like, but they fill somewhat similar roles.
They both play at the power.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I think that Washington is one of the few places John Collins could survive. But then I also think we would need a pick or something or a younger player.
But I mean, I don't know. Yeah, John Collins, what? Too small to play the 5, too slow to play the 4. I think he should retire, personally. But like Kuzma,
at 25.
Kuzma would just be such a better fit next to either of Atlanta's centers, Capella or Okongwu. Because he can actually defend fours. He's actually quite good at that.
Yeah.
He can even switch down low and the rotate, lower down the court, which John Collins absolutely cannot do. He's, I'd say, a better shooter. I'd say a better facilitator. Kuzma has some pretty some pretty cheeky 5, 6, 7 assist games from time to time. John Collins is not doing that.
Kuzma has some random 36, 12, and 7 games.
Yeah. Which John Collins doesn't do,
Yeah.
or hasn't done since, I don't know, his second season or something like that. So yeah, that would be a huge upgrade for Atlanta.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense for Atlanta. You roll out Trae Young. Yeah.
Oh no, you go. Sorry.
Trae Young, Dejounte Murray, DeAndre Hunter, Kuz, and Capella. That's as a 5. That's really really good.
Yeah.
And Kuz just raises the floor of those other players as well, being able to space out.
Yeah. Adds more shooting. John Collins, man. Third season in the league, shot 40% this season from 3.
Yeah.
This season, 21.9.
Yeah, he's averaging 0.7 a game.
That's not good.
That is.
That is not good at all.
No.
But then, it's what gets that deal done? The Hawks have already given up however many picks to get DeJounte Murray. So are they is this going to make us good enough to beat the Bucks in the playoffs?
Yeah, no.
Probably not.
Although it would make sense. Kuz fits the timeline. And they can roll that timeline out for 4 more years.
Yeah, I think it's that thing. It's once you start digging the trench, you have to keep digging. You made the DeJounte Murray trade. You can't be all right, but we're just going to hold it there.
Yeah.
If you've already sold away your future, you need to keep selling it away.
Yeah.
So I actually think that one makes it more sense. I don't know. I don't like the fit of John Collins on the Wizards.
I don't, from a basketball point.
Yeah.
I love it from we need to make some more decisions point.
Yeah.
We need a let's start with a 1 week plan. We need a 1 week plan. Then after that we need a
this
1
week,
month
let's
plan.
trade Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah. Then in this off season, let's maybe think for the next season. And then let's think about what the implications of this season will have on the season after. And I just think it would just shake up the Wizards, and I keep coming back to this place. Quite frequently I keep coming back to this place, and it's probably around the 28 game mark every season where I'm like, oh no, we're still actually just bad.
Yeah.
In the wider view of the league, in our history, etc., etc. So yeah, I'm fully on the side of just dropping a bomb on Washington. So then we have to figure it out. But I feel like the thing that I've learned from this exercise is that there are no trades. There are no trades that both sides will be happy with. I glossed over the Knicks as a joke, but it wasn't a joke.
We're not talking about that. That's not real. I genuinely think I've sort of said it without saying it a couple of times, but John Collins in the first rounder for Kyle Kuzma, I think that works.
I think it works as well. Do they have a first rounder to pick?
That I cannot tell.
Are you going Fanspo? Do you go Trade Machine?
No, I was just going to search Atlanta Hawks future picks.
I always go to Fanspo. I always go to the Trade Machine.
That's probably the faster way to do it.
Oops. Especially when you pick places. Click paces.
Oh, you don't go to prosportstransactions.com?
Oh, they actually do have a couple of their picks. And they also have picks from other teams.
But they can't trade their... Can they trade?
They can trade their this year pick.
Oh, they
because they have their next year pick.
Yeah.
But they can also trade their this year pick and a pick via Sacramento from next year, which might be a little bit less valuable due to their recent success. Then they also have a bunch of seconds, and GMs love 3 seconds.
Yeah. I think that would get.
You know why GMs love 3 seconds? Because that's how long they usually freaking last, dude.
That's fucking right, my guy. When they're fucking my team.
Also,
and they're fucking my team up.
Very good. Although in the Wizards' case, it's fucking 10 years.
Yeah. Jesus. God, you were on one for about 15 seconds just there.
Yeah, I had
fucking longer than those GMs.
Well, that's all I got. What do you got? Let's put it back on you, actually. What do you think realistic Kuz deal is, and what would be your ideal situation? Like, where would you want to see Kuz? It's like trades didn't matter.
Yeah, I think realistic deal. I actually think Collins in the first.
Yeah.
If trades didn't matter, I think he'd look really good in Phoenix. I think he would be a better option than Cameron Johnson or Jay Crowder. In terms of teams that want him, that's the one I think he'd look the best on. In terms of anywhere. I think he'd fit on any team in the league. Really.
Yeah.
Let's say Chris Middleton fucking blew his ACL tomorrow. Like, Kyle Kuzma could go play the 3 in Milwaukee pretty easily.
In that town.
In Milwaukee pretty easily, I think. And then would sort of give him a bit more size that isn't Bobby Portis. Like if you have to send Lopez to the bench and play Giannis at the 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
I think he'd look good just about anywhere. Like Philly, I don't really like Tobias Harris very much, or anyone else they really put at the power forward. Imagine him in that situation.
I don't actually like that.
You don't like that?
Well, because I don't like it for Kuz. I don't like that situation.
I see what you're saying.
Because it adds to a depth that they already have 35 mil tied up in. But he would be better than Tobias Harris for sure.
Hey, what about Tobias Harris for Kyle Kuzma?
That would be another one that just like... Oh, you know what, man? I'd actually just buy it. As the Wizards, I'd just have to fucking buy into it. Like, okay, if this is what we're riding with, then I'm a fucking fan. That would be so bad.
I mean, where he just does not fit on the Pelicans like roster wise. If Zion could figure out how to play the 5 though, I think you could have just the craziest fucking lineup with like let's go like CJ, Herb Jones, Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, Zion.
That would be so good.
It would be fucking crazy.
Yeah. Also, that could just be the option when teams go small, which they usually do in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But maybe that's a really good idea, man.
But I think there's got to be a starting position for him. Like, I think he's got to be a starter wherever he goes, Kuzma.
Do you reckon he wants that?
Yeah, I think so.
I think he wants that as well, but I actually think he would accept a bench role on a contender.
True.
I went to Tobias Harris's basketball reference page to see how old he is. Do you know how old he is?
28?
30.
30.
And his production is just a pendulum. Like, throughout his whole career, there's no linearity to it. There's no trend. Like, if you put this into an algorithm, it'd just be so confused. It wouldn't be able to spit out like the gradient. It's just everywhere. He just randomly had 17 points for Orlando when he was 20. 17 points per after he got traded there from Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And then
it just also feels like he's been in Philly for like 10 years.
Yeah, definitely longer than the 4 years that they're saying.
Yeah.
4.5, I guess. Yeah, this is weird. It's like consistently inconsistent.
I think he'll be like genuinely one of the weirdest basketball players. Because also like fucking look at how many games has he started since his like 3rd season in the league? Pretty much all of them.
Yeah, nearly all of them.
And none of the teams he's been on have really been very good either.
They haven't had crazy success. I can actually tell you how many games he's... Oh no, it's actually quite a few. He hasn't started 41 games.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that he hasn't started half a season in the last 8 seasons.
Well, there you go. Tobias Harris, I guess.
Also, I can't remember him making a highlight after Orlando, and it's approximately 7 years since then. Damn.
Poor fella.
Raise the cat.
They really and Philly really put their chips in for him, didn't they?
Yeah. They're still sending him those chips.
He's still starting every single game for them.
Yeah, he's never not started for them. Let's just get his contract up for anyone. For anyone who doesn't know how many years he has left. He still has another year after this one. Jesus.
And then it'll probably be over in Philly.
Probably.
But he is Channing Frye's cousin, so there is that to consider.
Yeah, he also was he went to high school in Dix Hill. Bye.
See ya.